Hi there, students. Hatch. A hatch as a noun. To hatch as a verb. Well, there are actually three different meanings for this word. The first one, a hatch, a trap door, a small door in a floor or a ceiling. What car do you drive? Do you drive a hatchback? So the hatch, the rear door of a hatchback. But a hatch, a small door in a ceiling or a floor. It can also be in a wall at window height. There was a hatch in the floor and I opened it and I saw stairs leading down. There was a serving hatch between the kitchen and the dining room so that you could pass things through, like a hole in the wall that you could close. Let's see, a hatch is a small door, often in a vehicle as well, in an aeroplane or a boat. You could see the phrase batten down the hatches, make everything safe. I'll give a link to that video in the cards at the end. Okay, he opened the hatch and climbed inside the aeroplane. So a small door, particularly in a ceiling or a floor, but it could be in a wall, or a door to a vehicle, particularly for storage or something like that. Okay, the second meaning of to hatch as a verb means to emerge from an egg, to come out from an egg or from a cocoon. Chicken eggs take 28 days to hatch. Okay, so the egg breaks and the chick comes out, to hatch. We also use hatch to mean to incubate, to cause to hatch. So the chicken hatched 7 of the 8 eggs she was sitting on. Don't disturb that bird, she's hatching her eggs in the nest. Okay, so to come out of the egg. But we can also use this figuratively, meaning to devise a plan, to conceive a plan, especially in secret. He was hatching a plan of how to become head of the department. The rebels were hatching a plan to overthrow the government, to conspire, to plot. The kids were hatching a plan about how they could bunk off school and go swimming. So to hatch, to devise, to conceive, to contrive, to plan, to invent, to work out a plan of doing something, particularly without letting anyone else know. Now, the third meaning of to hatch, or hatching would be the noun, is in art or technical drawing. This is when you give shade, darkness to an area of your drawing by drawing close parallel lines. More lines and closer, the darker the shade. So these little lines are hatching, or to hatch. Okay, so a hatch, a door in a ceiling, a floor, a serving hatch in a wall, the hatch of an aircraft, the hatch on a boat, a door. To hatch, to come out of an egg, to emerge from an egg. To hatch, particularly to hatch a plan, to devise a plan, to make up a plan, particularly in secret. And then finally to hatch, parallel lines to add shade to your drawing. So let's see. I think the first two meanings, the door and the egg and the plan, These are neutral formality. I'd give them a 5. You can use them informally and you can use them formally. I think the hatching, the shading, this is a more unusual word, and I'd probably give that a 7 in formality. I think for the shading in an informal conversation, I would use the word shading. Now, to hatch is a regular verb. He hatched a plan. The egg has hatched. He has hatched the drawing. And what about origin? Well, let's see. The door, in Middle English, there was a word heike, which was the lower half of a divided door. You know these stable doors, like this one here. The hack is the bottom part. Coming out of the egg, or to hatch a plan, there's a Middle English word, hatchet, meaning to propagate. And then finally, the shading, in French, hacher, to chop, Middle French as well, and to chop up, to cut up. And from that, in English, we have the word a hatchet, or a small axe, and effectively you're cutting up the visual line. So, a hatch, a door, to hatch, to come out of an egg, to hatch, to plot, to hatch, to shade. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Hatch, hatching.